My name is Anali Perez, and I attended De Anza College, where I got my AA in communications. Then I transferred to UC Santa Barbara, where I earned a Bachelor of Arts in communications as well.
My name is Andres, and I went to Madera Community College for junior college, and then I went to Fresno State for both my undergraduate and graduate degrees. I received my bachelor's degree in communication from Fresno State. My master's degree is also in communication with an emphasis on organizational communication from Fresno State as well.
I had no idea what the major options even were. So I just chose what everyone was choosing and I knew that I could get a job in, which was psychology. After taking Psych 1, I knew very quickly this was not the major that I should be in. So I knew I needed some help. I reached out to my Puente counselor, set some time up, and instantly she asked me, well, why don't you major in communications? And I kind of looked at her and thought, well, I didn't know that was an option. I then did my first communication class and instantly knew that this was a perfect fit. I learned a lot about the why and why people do certain nonverbals and how to manage communication and conflict and what's the best way to do that. Entering the communication major, I knew that it was broad enough to enter different roles or jobs or careers. So I knew why not enter a major where the world is my oyster. I can take advantage of many possibilities.
Well, the reason I chose this as my major is I took one class, a communication class in junior college. That first communication class was public speaking. And so I had to do a number of communication projects, which is just talking to the class and giving presentations. And it kind of just stuck with me. It was something that I felt came naturally. I did really well in that class. And so I figured if you want to do really well in college as a whole, do something that you're good at.
I am currently a program manager and I work at ServiceNow, a tech company. Specifically, I focus on apps, the development of the applications and working with the engineers and solving any problems or issues that may have, but making sure everything is on time and our users who use the app, that they have all the training and resources that they need. My day-to-day is different every single day, but ultimately I have to make sure that everyone is updated, timelines are on schedule, we have enough resources, we're requesting resources if we need it, making sure all the risks are shared with everyone, budgets, all that good stuff.
My current role, my full-time role, I work as a senior human resources generalist for an organization here in Fresno, Sierra HR Partners. And outside of that, I work as an adjunct professor of communication at both Fresno City College and Madera Community College. At my current job as a generalist, I focus primarily on recruitment. That's one of my major focuses. We do all of that legwork from posting the positions to recruiting for it, to interviewing, to making recommendations. Just this past year, I've placed, I believe, 2 CEOs for nonprofits here in the Central Valley, as well as some director level positions. We also do training on like business etiquette, business writing, professional writing, things like that to help our clients. As an adjunct professor, I teach 1 to 2 classes a semester. I lead lectures, I give assignments, I grade assignments. We critique their speeches and kind of just walk through the whole semester.
How I got to my current position was a little bit of an interesting path. So as I kind of learned and experienced college, I tried to take advantage of internships, and that's where I learned of HACU, which is a Hispanic Association of Colleges and University National Internship. They asked me what my interests were or what I hoped to be doing, and I knew that I enjoyed building relationships, speaking with people, but also knew that I was a planner. I enjoy planning birthdays, events, setting up itineraries, doing all that, and based on that, just project program management was the perfect fit. They put me in a project program management space working for the USDA at the Risk Management Agency. We had a 3-day orientation in Washington, D.C., where we were able to meet other individuals who also got accepted into the internship, network, understand all the other possibilities and options that were from being in the internship. I knew that that's where I wanted to be. And from then I focused on how to get to that point by using those skills to get to where I am now.
One of my first jobs when I was in high school, much like many other high school students, I worked at McDonald's for a couple years. Once I graduated, I got a job at a hardware store, and I did that job for 8 years right after high school. Once I finished my undergraduate degree, I took the CBEST, the California Basic Educational Skills Test. So I left that hardware store to pursue teaching. So that's when I actually decided I wanted to teach at the community college level. So I went back to school after that to get my master's degree. And while I was doing that, I took an internship in corporate communications for a medical facility here in Fresno. And that ended up turning into my first HR position.
Going back to community college and being part of the Puente program, if I did not have the opportunity of being in the Puente program, I would have been lost. I had an amazing counselor who I built a one-on-one relationship with because she only supported Puente students. Having them to as part of my experience and the program and the accessibility that I had to them was my pure success to getting transferred into a UC. I never had faith within or believed in myself that I could ever make it into a UC or just college for that matter, right? And they believed in me. My Puente counselor and my English instructor believed in me and pushed me and said, apply to these schools. It doesn't hurt. What's the worst that can happen? And I did, and I got in and I went to my dream school, and it was a great experience. Going through that Haku internship was necessary for me to fully understand and gain the confidence I can be a project program manager in corporate America. If you're exposed and you learn and practice and get that experience, I truly believe that anyone who sticks to it can be a program project manager.
So the organization that I work at right now, as I mentioned, we have clients up and down the Central Valley. And so we provide training for them and other HR services. And the first organization that I got that internship in is actually a client of ours. So that was kind of my first introduction to this organization, which is Sierra HR Partners. So they used that organization used us. After that internship turned into the full-time role, they brought in one of the consultants here from Sierra HR to come in and kind of train me in HR stuff. And she's one of my colleagues now, so she's really great. And so it kind of just came full circle to now I'm actually with this organization.
I wouldn't have been given the opportunity if I didn't have a mentor who was working at ServiceNow and said, hey, hiring manager, she's a great fit because so-and-so. So I truly believe that mentorship is the key. In addition to what you know, it's who you know, and it's the key to getting into different places within corporate. But also, I truly believe in giving back to the community that helped me. I'm currently a Puente mentor, and I was in their shoes before. I get it, and I want to provide all the knowledge, all the resources, and share all the opportunities that I have now to them.
When I first got into human resources, as I mentioned, my colleague now, Janet Keene, she was actually brought in to that organization to help train me in some of the HR functions. She was available for me when I had questions to kind of just pick her brain. And that was my first HR position, so I had a lot of questions at that time. When the position came up here with Sierra HR, I knew that this is the company that she was part of, so I reached out to her directly and I said, hey, I'm interested in that position. Can you tell me a little bit more? She was the one who put me in contact with our executive director, and that led to an interview. And from there, I've been here for a year and a half.
As you experience middle school, high school, college, go through internships, anyone that you meet that has made an impact or has knowledge into something that you want to continue to learn from, I truly believe that it's so important to build those relationships, nourish those relationships, and continue to learn from those people, because down the line, 5-10 years from now, they can have amazing opportunities that can help you grow in your career.
If I had one tip for anyone interested in communication or any field for that matter, just to ask questions and just showing an attitude of kind of wanting a position and you're being a go-getter, I guess you could say. So it does take time, but it starts with, you know, the people that you know. So whether that's a teacher, a current teacher, or a counselor, or someone in your family, or someone that you know that's in a position that you may be interested in, just kind of ask how they got there, how what you can do to get there. So that's one thing that I would say has been a big driver, is just asking the questions and seeing where it takes you, or seeing what information you can get from that.
I have a why. I feel like my sole purpose is to build my career in corporate America to help my community and provide opportunities for my community. And sometimes a lot of people don't know that you can make an impact and move the needle in the corporate world. The Haku National Internship Program really changed my life in the most positive way, because it provided me with the confidence to see that I too can make it into corporate America. I mean, I learned what their day-to-day was, and it's something that we kind of do already. It's not rocket science. It's not something that's unachievable. And I truly believe that as long as we are aware and we are provided with the awareness of those opportunities and the tasks and the qualifications, that anyone can do it.